Welcome to Gail's Kitchen. Today we're making yeast rolls. This recipe creates a very fluffy and delicious dinner roll.
Absolutely delicious, beautiful, fluffy dinner rolls.
You can make this dough ahead. You can leave this dough in the refrigerator for a couple of days and then shape it and let it rise and bake it. These rolls are just delicious right out of the oven, but you can also bake them and freeze them and bring them out to room temperature to thaw and then reheat them in a warm oven. This dough is a supple, wonderful dough to work with, and it always yields beautiful yeast rolls.
We start out with 1/4 cup of warm water right out of the tap. We're going to add 4½ teaspoons of yeast, instant dry yeast. Now, I buy my yeast in bulk. This would be 2 of the packets. Each packet is 2¼ teaspoons. So let's add that to our water and stir to combine. Now we're going to let this sit for 5 minutes while the yeast activates. Now I'm going to measure out 2 cups of flour. So you can use either all-purpose flour or bread flour. So that's 240 grams for bread flour or all-purpose flour by weight, or 2 cups. So I placed the 2 cups in a large bowl, and I've also measured out 2 more cups, which we're going to use to create our dough. So let's combine the rest of our ingredients. Pour in our yeast. And then I've added 1 more cup of warm water right out of the tap. 1/2 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. 2 teaspoons of salt. Add 1/2 cup of melted shortening. And we're adding 3 large eggs that have been beaten. I wanted my eggs to be closer to room temperature, so I let them sit in a cup of warm water for a little bit. I'm going to stir this well for 2 minutes. Now we're going to fold in 2 to 2½ cups of flour until we get a soft dough. But I've weighed out 2 cups and I'm going to stir that in. Typically with this recipe, I find that 2 additional cups is plenty. Stir this in until we have a nice soft dough. This recipe first appeared in Southern Living magazine in 1995. This was a family recipe from Carole Miller Radford. And what Carole wrote is that this recipe turns out the same way no matter what mood you're in or what the weather is. That's how you want your dough to look, a nice soft dough. Now I'm putting a lid on this, and this goes in a warm place for an 1.5 hours to rise. It needs to be free of drafts. It needs to be in about an 85-degree environment. So a little trick I learned along the way is place this on a heating pad. That has risen beautifully. Now I've deflated the dough. The lid is going back. This is going to be refrigerated for at least 8 hours. Okay, let's take a look at what we have after spending the night in the refrigerator. We have beautiful dough. So let's flour our surface because this is a very sticky dough. And you need about an extra cup of flour to work with this. So I sprinkle plenty of flour over this. Fold, roll, turn, fold, roll, turn. Now I'm going to cover this with a little more flour. This dough is very forgiving, very easy to use. I'm going to push on it, and you see how that springs back. That's pretty strong. If you have a bench knife, that's great. I'm using my $3 drywall tool that has a nice angled edge, and it works great for me. So I'm going to cut this dough in half. This is really a perfect no-fuss dough. Love it. Love it. And I love that it doesn't have milk. do need to sprinkle these again. I'm going to shape these by tucking under, 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 and then pinching. Roll it in your palm about 4 times. And there's our little roll. Flour. Fold, 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 pinch, 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 roll, roll, roll. If you use a 9x9 square pan, it works beautifully because 16 will fit in 4x4 rows. I'm just going to use this little tin and put these couple extra in there. So let's cover these with cling wrap, and I'm placing them on my heating pad for an hour to an hour and a half to double in size. I place my rolls on a heating pad on the medium setting, and that's a really great option if you don't have a really warm place. These are going to go into a 375-degree oven for 12 minutes. Beautiful. Look at that. How fluffy and beautiful.